Audio test. Audio test. Okay, sounds good. How's everyone doing today? Chat test. Theo? Let me get my chat window fully open here. Ed, Giant Viking, Stuka, Steel, Navy, Merkstars, Leham, Mox, Other Steven, Chell, Chief Theo, Ed, CM, August, Chiaps, Chris, Bridger, how's it going? Let me see, is the Twitch side up now? Okay, Twitch side is up as well. Paloma, how's it going? Whiskey Tango? Okay. First thing here. Let me pop open the appropriate thing. What's that? Thought the rubber banding was just you. No, it's Stowe's servers just being garbage. Ed, the USS Huani was an awesome ship. Absolutely terrible. It was Steve. Good evening from Scotland. It's a cold afternoon here in Des Moines. I'm just looking at some of the questions that popped up in chat prior to the stream starting. Can't wait to ask about the 14th bundle and the Mirror Warship. I have heard nothing about the 14th bundle, so there's no news there. Maybe in a couple minutes we'll get a tweet from Cryptic that maybe teases a ship. If not today, then I expect it'll be tomorrow. $50 here in Columbus. Terrible. Yes, Ed, I'm aware that things were posted publicly to some Discords, and my response is that those were entirely fictitious, okay? Those were not legitimate. You know it's going to be Wolf359. Okay, I'm popping Stowe Twitter up because we're like a minute out from when they would post the announcement, I imagine. So if it is today, we should see it pop up here momentarily. Nah, I think it's going to be tomorrow. Because last year it was on a Sunday, so breaking news: the 14th bundle will indeed include 14 master keys. I mean, that was a given. Yeah, it looks like no teaser today, so it'll probably show up tomorrow. This time tomorrow, we'll probably get the first teaser picture. They won't reveal stats yet, but they'll just show the ship and the like what they've done to it visually. Picard, no, you have not missed any gambling. Yes, I know the terrible T-shirts. I think that's something I'm going to be looking into. Yeah, I don't see anything. If anyone sees them pop anything up on Twitter or Facebook, let me know. Rob, how's it going, man? Michael? When US was asleep this morning, I could actually play the game fine with 110 ping. It's ultimately just that the STO servers cannot handle this amount of players online. That's a lot of the issues we have right now. Will we get 14 ships for the 14th bundle? No, you know it's going to be 4 C-Store ships plus like 1 premium. And then when they reveal that it's probably the Parliament, they'll probably cave and put another ship in, given how underwhelming the Parliament is. Alan, how's it going? Um, watch the Freedom. Watch the Freedom not even be in the bundle. That'd be the ultimate troll move. I think, regardless, like, we've seen too many new ship designs pop up. So I think what you're most likely going to see is that we get some of the Wolf 359 ships with the upcoming 14th bundle, and then there will probably be a separate bundle later on down the line sometime throughout the year. Yeah, Ed, you don't really win posting on Reddit. Am I in a Sovereign? No, I'm in a Duderstadt. So I set up like a do-sci type build on this thing. It's not going to be the best performer. But I tried to fit a couple spore-infused procs on here. The issue with the Duderstadt here is you can't really go in and fully maximize spore-infused anomalies, because a lot of the really good spore-infused stuff is like temporal and intel, so the moment you don't have access to those abilities on a ship, spore infused is losing a bit of its value. But I still am able to fit a Gravwell on, and I also have a very cold in space. We'll see how that goes, but I might end up dropping spore infused off if it doesn't perform well. Short, how's it going? Linus? Yeah, Picard. I'm not a big fan of all of the Wolf 359 ships. But there's some that should have some interesting kit bash capabilities with existing ships. Like if we get that Melbourne version of the Nebula, that's going to be some more options if you're a Nebula fan. Conling, how's it going? Okay. So I tried to put spore-infused anomalies on here, and all I've got for it is Gravwell and Very Cold in Space. So like I said, I'll probably end up taking it off because I don't think those are going to be enough to probably get a ton out of spore-infused. Do size, not something I really do a ton of. And the Duderstadt here, I just feels a bit limited in that regard. What do I make of Thomas's Twitter post implying someone was leaving? I was going to talk about this on the last news video, but if you go and look at the LinkedIn pages for a lot of the Stowe team, they're like company wide, still going out and pushing to do a referral post for each other. And if you look at Thomas's LinkedIn, he is quite consistently going in and like commenting on job postings to tag some of the other Stowe devs to try and help them in applying for these other positions. So let me see if I can find one. Yeah, I mean, just a couple days ago, here's one where Thomas was like tagging another Stowe person or another cryptic person and trying to help them on a job listing. So I think there's still, it's like company wide. Everyone at Cryptic is trying to help each other find positions elsewhere. I haven't seen any indication yet of someone leaving Chow Talk, but it's quite clear that there's still not great things going on behind the scenes. Short, thanks for stopping by. Waldo, how's it going? Surprised they never released a weird Galaxy variant. I think it's because we just got the World Razor last year. I think we'll probably get like a Pilot Galaxy at some point, given the interest people have expressed in it. But I don't think it'll happen near term. Pershing, I haven't heard anything about the Into Darkness volcano suit. Aphelion, how's it going? Jose, I'm not gonna mess around with the trait on this ship today, because Sizer went in and tested it the other day and found that it still wasn't working. So from what I understand from everything I've heard from other people that have been actively testing this ship out, the trait still wasn't working. Trouble with Tribbles, how's it going? Aren't I glad I did all the gambling to get this ship? Oh, hell yeah, it's very immersive looking. Oh, so that might be... Okay, so that volcano suit could end up being like the first contact day reward this year. Seems to be a little bit of stuttering on the new ROM map here for me. Okay, I am going to take this ship in, though, and level it up in an Argala. I am going to reroll some of these endeavors, though. I'll leave the Voth one. That was the delay right there. Defeat Goron on Nimbus. Can I get a good one? Okay, shield healing space. I'll knock that out real quick. Okay. Server performance so far seems to be very impressive. Ronnie, how's it going? The USS Pitiful? Yeah, the STO servers seem to be working splendidly well today. Perfect performance, as you can see. Legendary Vanguard ship just for the trait. Oh yeah, that is really an amazing trait. It really enables a lot of different builds. Like surgical strikes, you can do much more effectively with it. Recursive is much more effective with it. Okay, I'm going to beam to the ground because New ROM space just seems to be a very, very poor performing map right now. Okay, I'm going to go in and unlock the trait here. So, going to do Argala Elite. I happen to have windows blocking too many things here. It also comes with the trait for rapid fire. Yep, absolutely. Go for the kill. I used to use rapid fire quite a bit. Yeah, I'm mostly focusing on the weapons side of it.
You have entered an... Looks like our fight got them to notice us. Let's go over and ask if their boss might come out of hiding. Keep concentrating fire on individual ships. Separate them and whittle down
I thought that one was gonna die.
We will not go quietly. Stand
ISOs are up on your Discord.
Sensors are picking up small habitation in some of the
Let me finish this, Nick, and I'll post the link to your Discord in chat.
Temporary hideout. We do what we want, where we want. Picked up a tight beam transmission on a new frequency. We're jamming that spectrum of their comms now, but it was probably a call for assistance.
Yeah, I know, I'm not using a ability right now.
That's got it.
I mean, he wasn't the fastest. The issues with the issue with a lot of the side crap, a lot of the side consoles is sometimes there's a bit of an activation delay or a delay for them to actually do their thing. Like Genesis Seed here does a lot of damage, but look at how long it takes to, you know, to go in and wind up to actually explode.
Thank
Like,
you
things
for
are
your
dead
assistance.
way ahead of that.
We have the suspect in.
It was a really slow Argala, like 2 minutes 22 seconds. Parse. Yeah, I mean, it was PSV was up front. Breath of the Dragon, Sec Death. Spore Infused. Distant Knight was saying don't show up properly. Do I still have CLA installed? Hold on. Downloads. Combat user. Hold on a moment. Okay, so here is the Argala. While this is going, let me beam up to space so I can get cooldowns going back down. Should do a rapid fire build on the ship. The Duderstadt, yeah. Yeah, I got all the servers have always been bad, especially if you do DPS stuff, but they've been much noticeably worse since the event started. Do Spore Infused Anomalies get buffed by flanking bonus? It is shown in SCM, but not sure if it's correct. I will check that on CLA here. Cheops, yeah, the Oscar's been getting quite a bit of development recently. And I mean, hopefully, we can get things rolling here sooner rather than later. Okay, outgoing damage. So I'm using CLA for this. Get this there. Spore Infused Anomalies. Yeah, Spore Infused Anomalies isn't listed as doing any flanking damage here. That might just be an SCM issue. Yeah, so the cannons were up front, then Breath of the Dragon, deteriorating secondary deflectors up there, of course. Chronic Turbulence, so very cold in space. Genesis Seed. Even though Genesis Seed didn't do its full explosion while things were alive, it still did a lot of damage. Bioelectric Wave, yeah. What traits would I recommend for BFA? Basically the same as like a CSV build, except you just swap Withering Barrage out for like ETM. Not yet, Stuka. Look at the breakdown for Chronic Turbulence, yeah. Oh, okay. I was listing a few different abilities there. Very cold in space did most of that damage. I think so, Goddle. I don't remember for sure. Yeah, Spore Infused isn't worth it on this build. There's just I don't have enough I don't have enough procs for it. Okay, so let's see what other I can put some more deteriorating sec def procs on. So can do like charge particle burst. A DOC3 for the damage spike would be good too, but DOC can be a bit iffy if you mistime it. So delayed overload, structural analysis I'll leave on. Really, I don't think I really have to change much. Would you guys go with those of you that do EPG, would you say to do the DOC3 for the damage it's going to provide here? Or should I go, if I'm trying to get more out of the sec def, just go with like a charged particle burst? What would you guys normally do here? I imagine like in a ideal environment, probably DOC. George, how's it going? Jamie, what do I think of the new trait fireball thing from the lockbox? Um, well, yeah. So if you use DOC, you generally want to wait until the enemies are lower health. Yeah, I probably, given I already have a fairly weak gravel, I probably should just stick to like charge particle burst. So I'll do stabilizing resonance beam 2, and then I'll do charge particle burst 1. Leave very cold in space on. So just leave it as it was. Just drop the SIA. Okay. I'll leave the very cold in space on. Look at that Delkina stuttering back there. The surfer sucks so much. So the fireball thing from the lockbox, I think it's fine. That's the one that like for flying close to warp cores, right? Like if you want to resist a warp core every 2 minutes, then that's fine. I mean, it does provide a nice little buff there. I mean, I personally wouldn't consider it like a top 10 trait, but it's pretty cheap right now. So if you want something different to mess around with, you want a speed boost there when you take a warp core breach, once every 2 minutes, then go for it. But I don't think it's like a top 10, top to 11 trait. Vaulting ambition and the new phasers, yeah, that would be a good combo if you're aiming for getting as much damage as possible, like when the target's about dead. Jamie, for anything carrier related, I would highly suggest you wait 2 weeks. Niche, but useful in HSC maybe. Kung Fu, how's it going? Yeah, let's just leave this as is and run some Qs. I'll drop SIA though here. The 14th bundle will be releasing, and there will most certainly be some carrier-related items in it. Maybe even some things that, change the meta. Okay. Tell us more. Terrible. It's Nick, I was going to mention your Discord. Let me grab the link here. If you want a chance to win some isomags, Nick is doing a giveaway over on his Discord. I put the link in chat for those of you interested. What specialization should you use for a beam build? I would do Intel primary and then probably like For most builds, probably strategist secondary. Distant Knight. What secondary deflector would I recommend for using hazard emitters and side team? Probably just not run those abilities. I mean, I think if you're doing a secondary deflector, you're focusing on other things. Those heals you're not really gonna want to focus a ton on, because even if you like try and buff them up massively, they don't form, well. What is an isomag? So these new advanced engineering consoles, and yeah, Nick's doing a set of phaser ones. So a set of 8 of the phaser isomags. These are engineering consoles that provide a phaser boost, a weapon power boost, and a max weapon power boost. Is the console off the McKee Raider still good? Yes. I just don't have it on this character. Let's do an infected. Infected conduit elite public queue. Here we go. Yeah, Nick, you are awake early. I don't know anything you're talking about, Trouble with Tribbles. Fake news. Yeah, you can't run them at the same time as attack consoles, so you have to take your Spire locators or exploiters off, but they're quite nice. Cryptic sniper team. Let's see how terrible I do here. Oh, damn it. I forgot my keybinds are different. The keybind that is normally my alpha tray currently has a bunch of size stuff on it. Oh yes, the spheres haven't even loaded in yet. Because why would they? Okay, I'm going to the other side. Yeah, this is terrible for me.
The Netite probes can repair the transporters. Stop them!
Yeah, that's really bad. It's the Duderstadt. Yeah, it's not amazing. I don't really do size stuff or size stuff in general that much, so my flying with this stuff is going to be terrible. And it's exaggerated by the fact that I just swapped my trays around for this, so I need to just leave my alpha keybind as the tray it normally is, so I don't have issues like I just had happen, where I spam bar all my abilities right at the start of the run. Has there ever been a competitive Do Sai build? The issue with Do Sai is that you're making sacrifices. even though they've expanded the amount of traits you can put on a build, you are you can't go in and really specialize for either part of the build. So it always ends up being a little bit lackluster. Yeah, hybrid builds, you would need a lot more trait room to really go in and make them more viable. And the issue is that as soon as they do that, as soon as they give us more trait slots, it also allows us to boost up, one specific thing really well, which then just sets us back at ground zero. I mean, the Duderstadt, I'm not terribly impressed with, but I knew that going into it. Like this, I didn't even do a stats breakdown video for this ship. I'll do a review for it eventually. But I just really am not that impressed with the ship. Like the miracle worker is only here so I can get an extra console basically. Buy pet build. I mean, you can get a Duderstadt build up really high. It's just, is it going to be as competitive, as a build that is just hyper focused on, like cannons? No. Steel, I've shown some of the solo builds I used for when I was doing solo runs. I was showing also like the builds that I used for them. Um, and I know I should do dedicated videos for them, but I've shown some of the builds that you would need to do like solo runs, which, if you're going into randoms, you basically need to be prepared to be going in there solo. You can't, the thing is, if you're going into randoms, you have to have the mentality that you could very, very well be the one doing the majority of what is required in that TFO. There's no requirements for like, there's no DPS check before someone can queue up for an elite random. So you do get people in there that might be doing like 10k DPS, or you do sometimes get people that are just sitting there AFK. So I preferred the approach of just taking in a build that is capable of clearing the content solo. Terrible. You did win there, Bridger. Very nice. I don't think, personally, I don't think you should be queuing up for random elites unless you're doing like at least 100k. You look at something like Infected, and to clear their very first portion, there needs to be a total team DPS of like 550k. So, like, I would say 100 to 150k DPS should be where you're at before you're going into elite, personally. Yeah, the more you have, the better. Yeah, like Mark the Chief said, 200k. Like having a little bit extra to be able to compensate for if there's one person under that threshold in a run, is beneficial. But definitely at a minimum, definitely over 100k. And you don't need pay to win traits or any of that, or you don't even need to do like a CSV build to do 100k. People were doing 100k before Starship traits were put into the game, before Mark 13 was even a thing. So it's just a matter of making sure your build is set up properly. You've got the right bridge officer abilities on. You understand, the turn your weapon power up. Something I commonly see with new players is they have their shield power up, and I sit here and when I see someone send me a picture where they have like their shield power turned up on a build and they're going on about how they're like tanking with it, I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? The shield power does like virtually nothing for your survivability. The thing that matters in this game is just do more damage. Should you measure it in Elite Patrol? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's guidelines out there. So let me find it here. CPA console. I'm checking something here. Yeah, so I'm going to put this link in here, and this tool is really handy for helping you keep, like, just keep track of, and this works over on console too, so let me put this in. This tool here, the console parsing assistant, obviously if you're on PC, you can just go in and use, a proper parser like SCM, CLA, CLR, whatever. But if you're over on console, this tool also works. It's a timer basically, and it'll let you select the encounter you're doing, and it'll tell you, what DPS in that patrol would be considered elite ready. So 80k DPS in Japori, Gamma, or Argala Elite, or 40k DPS in Starbase 234 is considered elite ready. Yeah, and you need to know objectives too, absolutely. Yeah, doing elite patrols probably the easiest route. The game is having a great time right now. Yeah, the in-game parser should have been finished before random elites, yeah. I mean, it's not really an elitist statement, Rob. It's literally how the game has been designed for the last decade plus, is just do more damage. Like, they literally have heal items in the game that are healing you based on you doing damage. Like, the more damage you do, the more effective the healing from these things becomes. Look at the shield absorptive frequency generator console off of the T3 Valdor. You do more damage, the more shield healing you get from that. In that infected I just did, that console was okay, it barely went off, but it was 240,000 healing. And if you look at that in some other places, like, it's not uncommon on a high DPS build to see this console do like 30, 40k shield healing per second. Oh yeah, I'm live on both Twitch and YouTube. How accurate is that parsing assistant? Not perfectly accurate, but it's good enough for those of you on console. Whole image refractors, yeah. Like, there's plenty of ways to get survivability on a DPS build. Okay, let's do another queue here. I'm gonna beam back to ground because New Romulus system is really bad right now. No, I'm not. This is a Dusai build, yeah. It's not an amazing one, but it'll do some Dusai stuff. So let's do a Hive Onslaught Elite public queue.
I feel so ignored.
It's not going to be the highest parsing build, but it's, it's something different. I mean, it's fine if you get your shield power up high. It's just you don't want to have the preset going where it's set to be like shields max and then weapons like halfway down. You don't want to do that. It's more, you're going to be more capable if You have your weapons power maxed on most builds, and then the rest into engines or aux, depending on the build. Guess is on the 14th bundle. You'll find out tomorrow. What is the key to an amazing do side build? Right now, if you're wanting to do the SIA side of things, you want to have a temp intel ship or intel temp.
Did you think you had destroyed?
Oh, this is lagging too. I can't control my ship. I'm lagging.
Ship is under attack.
I wish Cryptic would focus on server performance. It's basically not playable.
Target's shield has failed.
Drek, how's it going? Playing a CSV build without CSV. Yeah, this is literally unplayable right now. Ice MD, thank you for the follow. Yeah, it's going to be hard to care about the new bundle if this is how the server performance is going to continue to be. Like, it's garbage. This has always been one of Stowe's biggest issues, is that their servers have always been really bad. As soon as there's actually people playing the game, it just becomes such a rough experience. Death to the opposition, thank you for the follow. Brian, I mean, can try, but like, I don't think it's gonna matter if we even team up for runs right now. The game isn't really in a playable state right now. S-Trek, how's it going? It's a feature, not a bug. Yeah, it doesn't matter if there's new meta stuff in the bundle, if this is how the server performance is gonna be. It's literally not. Like, when it's doing those really big lag spikes, it's just not a fun experience. Assume has gone. I need a 4090 Super. I've got a pretty decent computer. This is the new meta. Cryptic has heard that I want more challenging content, and here it is. It's been like this for a long time in DPS runs. That's why the DPS scene's basically dead at this point. It's because you try to do like record runs, and then this is the experience you get. It's not fun. Yeah, I thought they did swap over to like some cloud. I don't remember. I recall people talking about it.
Your efforts are futile. Destroy this battle, and I will claim one another with us.
Cobra is still broken as far as I'm aware. Others have been testing it after the patch, and it was not working for them.
Hull integrity below 50%.
Feedback, rip. Documents, how's it going? There we go. That's over with. Yeah, lag is always an issue. Yeah, it's just really frustrating. Like they do a lot of nice things with the game. You know, the art side of it is really good. The system side has been improving with Jonathan at the helm. But the server side just negates all of that. Like I can't even sit in like a social map without rubber banding around. So it doesn't matter how good or bad the developers do on the new content. It doesn't matter when the experience of actually trying to play the game is that you just rubber band around the entire time. And it's not a local ISP issue. That was happening to every single person in that run. August, that was absolutely terrible. I believe so. I believe so, Rob. The Omega stuff never helps, but there's not a ton of bots going out and farming that like there used to be. State the matter of the emergency. I don't know. Like, look at the rubber band. I'm just flying around here, and you can see that like jitter backwards. Will the 14th bundle have carrier boosting stuff? Absolutely. We don't even have to see any leaks or anything to know that. Look at how much focus carriers have received in the past year. There's no way that there's not something in there for carriers. I think everything's bad in the game right now, yep. Okay. Crimea River. Trek, how's it going? Okay. What are the odds that Herlatch still won't be allowed on 10 forward when they finally talk about the 14th bundle? I don't know. Expect carrier stuff and support tank stuff in the 14th. Grav kills? No way. I'm not doing a grav kills with this server performance. How much better is the Styx over a C-store option like the Presidio or Brawn for a tank build? The Styx has really good hanger pets, and just the overall layout, the secondary intel spec really help the the sticks out. And Ari, you as well. Um, I would say to hold off on that, Navy man. No, Stuka. I mean, just that you'd be needing to have some weapon power for the beams. How's the friendship carrier holding up to other carriers? I mean, it's okay. But I just was not too terribly impressed with the friendship myself. But it is a solid like support tank carrier type platform. Curry class. Terrible. Have they released any pictures yet? I'm just checking their Twitter again. Is it possible to do solo elite patrol with a carrier? I mean, if you're talking about just the carrier pets, I mean, yeah, it'll just be a little bit slow. What would be the best carrier focusing mainly on pets? Probably a flight deck carrier, so probably like the Disco D7. Or the Disco Connie, where you have the ability to put 8 of those advanced hangar pet consoles on. You've got the 2 hangar bays, like that. That's probably going to be one of your best options. What ship should you buy with your T6 coupon? You should wait until the 14th bundle is revealed so that you can see if anything there is appealing to you or your playstyle. That console parser is basically just a timer. You hit the start button when you start and stop button when you're done, and it'll give you a DPS estimate. Got the Hydra for your T6 building? If you're looking to keep your pets alive, Scramble Fighters is very beneficial to have on hand, and thankfully there was just a large supply of them via the free Delta Alliance stuff packs that they had given away. So they are a bit cheaper on the exchange than they typically are. They are still very expensive though, like 300-400 million. But if you're looking to get one, this is one of the cheaper times to do so. Yeah, the Romulan drone ship pets are really, really good. They're probably the best frigates in the game. The issue is that they are limited to just a few Romulan ships. What does playstyle even matter anymore with servers this bad? That's a good question. Well, you see, when the event is over, things will probably calm down a little bit. How good is Calm Before the Storm for CSV? Incredibly good. Kathy, thank you for the 10 USD. Very much appreciated. Oh, do I have my notifications on? Forgot to turn it back on. Was I guessing about... I don't know anything about additional Confederation ships. I haven't heard anything on that topic, Chaw Talk. I think we're going to see Wolf 359 be the focus for the near term. Is Calm Before the Storm good for fall? Of course. Do I think they'll ever add in the Typhoon? Probably not. Thomas didn't seem very interested in it. Okay, let's do another queue here. Let's see, what do I want to do? Let's do it to Health, Honor, Elite, Public queue. Corfez is still bugged, and I don't know if I want to deal with it with this lag. I mean, we can do that as a display of how fun the experience is. They used to do anniversary bundles that included ships from all factions, but they haven't done that in a long time. They like to do the Fed focus nowadays, because Fed Fed stuff is what sells the best. I mean, just look at the isomag market. Look at all the phaser focus. The phaser isomags, you know, depending on what other energy flavor you're looking at, they're going to be 4 to 10 times the price of the other energy flavors. Phasers are all that people really care about, and the same goes for ships. People want to fly ships from the human faction in Star Trek, so Fed gets all the focus.
Go to Shipyard Alpha. Destroy the Mokai vessels before they can power up. Smell of deuterium in the port is glorious. The munition people will damage anything near them when they are destroyed. Move to Shipyard Beta before the Mokai can escape. 50 seconds. Die here.
This isn't lagging, thankfully. I spoke too soon.
The Mokai vessels are powering up their warp core.
I literally spoke too soon. Why did I talk? Why did I say the things that I said? No CSV a couple times in a row? I love it. It's up to you. You can use like Disruptor as well. Disruptor's also incredibly capable. I would say Disruptor's honestly still ahead of Phasers. Phasers are not that far behind though. My base is misfired. The Toduge fighter squadrons I really like with SAD. It's okay, we're gonna get over to this point really fast.
Shipyard Delta is now clear of Mokai vessel.
Right shield failing. Target shield has failed. Four shields failing. Right shield failing.
The rare Toduge fighter squadrons should be a little bit better.
No vessels remain.
Adam, how's it
at
going?
Shipyard Epsilon. So, Jim Hawkins and this rapid car to Barking. Did you fight us well?
Right shield failing.
So, Jaula has some honor, after all. Give her
Rear
a
shield
warrior's
failing.
death.
Four shields failing.
Yeah, the Veldress is like a mini Deltina basically. It's not quite as good, but it's there.
Hull integrity below 75%. Hull integrity below 50%.
Yeah, Adam, basically. There'll be like 4 new C-Store ships, and then there'll be a premium ship in the bundle. No, guys, this is just our ISPs. It's not. No way could it be the game.
Attack.
proceed to the
Target's
target.
shields have
Let
failed.
these fools die breathing.
Rear shields failing.
I'll tear this wounded high! Fire the weapon! Taula just opened a rift with her mycelial weapon.
Hull integrity below 75%.
Look! Alati ships are emerging from the rift. Close the rift before the Alati overrun the system. The mycelial rift draws energy from the nearby reactor. Destroy it! Be advised, the reactors have a blast radius of 5 kilometers.
4 shields failing.
Ah, a fine shot. Look at the size of that fireball. Increase power and fire the weapon again. Taula has targeted a spot near a reactor station. It's feeding the rift. Destroy it.
4 shields failing. Target's shields
The
have
rift
failed.
has been sealed. You have done well.
I like that so far it's been so laggy on the server side that it hasn't even spawned in a single Alachi.
Right shield's failing.
Okay, now we're finally the first couple got in. I have no commentary to provide on the upcoming 14th bundle until Cryptic says anything.
4 shields failing. Left shield failing. Hull integrity below 75%. Hull integrity below 50%.
The rift has been sealed. You have done well.
Robert, how's it going?
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Making speculation, nothing more. I know, you're fine.
Four shields failing. Rear shields failing.
Ah, success! Let our enemies tremble, for this will be their tomb. Only attackers like you would use a lachi to fight their battles, Jahula. Not so gas! They call for the boat that's gone. Maximum force! We need to close this rift before we can pursue Jahula. Right? The rift failed to close. Something is keeping it open. Something big is emerging from the last rift.
Robert, I think you can craft them like right away.
Walker is keeping the rift
Shields
open.
have failed.
Destroy it! You sealed the last rift.
I started in 2012, so it's been a while.
Hull integrity below 50%.
We did it. We got through the TFO. And the tornado sirens are going off because it's the first Saturday. Like, what's going on?
Attention, all loyal vessels. Victory is ours.
That was interesting. That was a very immersive experience. I felt like I was really in the fight there. I think level 10 because you're level 8 and you can't craft them yet. Let me click on them and see. Engineering, advanced consoles. Yeah, okay. So recommended skill 10. I thought you could craft them right away.
I feel so ignored.
The Styx is going to be a much better tank platform. The Vengeance is more of DPS. I'll be revisiting the Vengeance myself here, probably next month. I've got some interesting ideas for it. Yeah, Styx all the way between the two. The command specialization with suppression barrage is insanely good for a tank build because you're lowering the amount of damage output from the enemies. So even if you don't have threat on something, you're still reducing the amount of damage your team is taking, which is one of the main points of being a tank. I'm just checking a message here. Yeah, well, I talked to Stu about it. I told him, I think I told him. I know I told Nick. I said should have waited, just a little bit longer. But the Vengeance is a very popular ship, and I look forward to seeing how it progresses as time goes on. It's a full 30 days after my station. Attack Fusion Cube, yeah. I mean, some of the big Borg ships would be cool. Saggy Spandex, thank you for the follow. A ship we don't currently have. You know the ship from Star Trek 2009. You know that big Romulan ship. That'd be cool. I mean, I know we have things inspired by it, like the Tal Shiar adapted ships, but yeah. I mean, I'd like to, if I could get any ship in the game, the Dailies class from Stargate. I mean, off tank's fine. If you understand how to set the build up, you can make many things a good tanking platform. They do have those torps on the Tal Shiar adapted. Is it Destroyer or BC? They do have like weapons inspired by that, but the issue is all that Tal Shiar stuff is locked to those ships. And someone's very loud. Leviathan Elite. I don't really want to do a Leviathan or any queue that is super complex with how the server currently is. Let's on that topic, let's do a Battle of Corfez. Because that is something you guys did request. So Battle of Corfez, public queue. Let's suffer. Yes. 2 bays F302s? Hell yeah. And for any of you wanting to pick up any of the Stargate physical models, I should mention there's a US distributor selling some of the Master Replicas stuff now, and they have the F302 and the Daedalus and the Gould Mothership. I think they had another in here. Yeah, there's the Gould Glider. No, Stuka. The first Saturday of each month, they go in at noon and they test the sirens. So yeah, if you want any of the like Stargate stuff or some of the BSG ship models, that store is a U.S. distributor that's going to be getting some of the master replicas supply. The server's atrocious. Like it's complete garbage. I mean, look at us stuttering back. Like, it's really. Do they have Ed? Terrible. Ed, send me a message. I have a question to ask you.
Vodwar ships have invaded the area around.
Send me a message on Discord. Gravity kills salvage run. I went too far forward there, Rip. Okay, everything's just dead. Yeah, everywhere I've lived in Iowa, it was always the first Saturday of the month at noon. Sad Harry Kim coming? Yeah.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Core shield failing. Rear shield failing.
It's better so far. This is the Dragon's Breath console from the last summer ship.
Core shield failing. Target shields have failed. Core shield failing.
You're right. I need to say that I want it to lag. Please, game, lag. There we go. Yo, Thomas, how's it going? Sad Harry Kim. Teray? Okay, so we've literally just lost this.
Stop any Vodwar ships leaving underspace and protect the terrain.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Core shields failing. Rear shield failing. All intel. Core shields failing. Rear shield failing.
Do I remember when misfire was the biggest problem? I mean, I'm on a somewhat EPG build, but it doesn't matter. They're gonna swarm from the other sides.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Yeah, we're gonna fail this here momentarily.
Four shields failing. Right shield failing. Four shields failing.
This phase is currently broken, so you do want to have EPG. The only way you can really clear this is if there's really high EPG builds that can go in and take the enemies out. It's literally because instead of spawning the enemies in waves, it spawns them all in one go. So the cruisers here, the cruisers that you have to defend just get swarmed. So we just failed. You can defeat it. It has, we have defeated it many times, but you just have to have like some really good EPG builds in here, and
Ship is under attack.
you need the server to cooperate. And I responded back to you. Yeah. Yeah, this is the Duderstadt. Yep. Call it the Dawn. Terrible. Okay. You lazy about the jellyfish. It's crazy what people are doing with that. Kenobi and Nick have both done like some crazy EPG builds with the jellyfish. It's crazy. Maybe a fall beamboat. Basically just pick a cruiser. Like look at the build I put on the Parliament the other day in that video. I know I didn't go over it in great detail, but you can see the gear I had on, the bridge officer layout. Like, just basically try to adapt that to whatever cruiser you're going on, and for a FA setup, that's going to work quite well. Okay. We have quite a few people here. Let's try a 10-player queue. Let's try a Crystalline Catastrophe Advanced public queue. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, quad torps there. Yeah, platform-wise, Lexington is a very good option for a beam build. The Bozeman Intel Heavy Frigate is also quite good. And the fleet version of that, the fleet Soyuz, is something much more accessible. Yeah, I mean, we've done it on stream before, Giant Dutch Viking. It's just you got to have the right stuff in there, and you need to not do it during an event where the servers are overloaded. Elite Romulan minefield.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
We did it pretty smoothly. I expected more lag. I mean, we're lagging now, flying around. I see myself and the other people in here like stuttering every now and then, but we did it. Billy, how's it going? The thing is with that, like, if you actually have like a really high deeps group in there, it's not actually that much of a challenge. It's just the server performance and getting that type of group together. Do I think that the Fleet Intel Heavy Frigate is better than the Intel D7 now that Isomags are out? I think it's much more accessible. So I think it's a much stronger option, yeah. I really think that the Bozeman and the fleet version of it, the Soyuz, are in an incredibly strong position right now. I have no idea, Steel. I'm sorry, I missed a couple questions here. Saggy Spandex just trying to come back to the game. Is there a good benchmark DPS wise or gear wise for elites? Gear is not going to be the main factor for how you perform. I mean, it helps, of course, but STO is a very skill based game. So you can have like a super maxed out build and still do very poor DPS with it. And likewise, you can have a build with very poor gear, but because you understand how to fly it, how to activate stuff, you can do really good DPS wise. I would say, yeah, definitely trying to start out with like some of the solo elite patrols would be a good way to go. We were talking about this earlier in the stream, but like Argala, yeah, Argala Elite's a good benchmark. Japori Elite, you can do like just grab one of the parsing tools like SCM, CLA, CLR, whatever, and just try to get yourself over 100k. Some people prefer to go with the exploiter still, and I think there are some situations on a surgical strikes build where you might still want to go with those exploiters. The math that I did for my builds, I saw that I would benefit more from the isomags, but others are finding that exploiters are still better for them. And if you want to figure that out in a lot of detail, I would say to put your build into the Trinity tool from the Stow Better folks and do a version of it with the exploiters and then do another with the isomags and see what the numbers look like. STO is a very server-side nomads game. Yeah, but will the 14th have anything that will benefit the fleet Soyuz, though? I don't know, Cheops. Probably. I think we've gotten a lot of power creep in the past year, and I think we're going to, we're going to see that trend continue. I see people in promo ships who can't kill enemies on advanced content all the time. Absolutely. I have had people message me in the past that have went and copied a build that myself or another CC did. They went in, literally dumped hundreds into the game, got their build fully maxed out, Mark 15 epic. They got all the traits, and then they message and they're like, why am I not doing DPS? And it's because your piloting matters. How you position your ship, how you maximize weapon uptime on targets, that's huge. How you activate your abilities is also crucial. Having keybinds in the modern state of Stow is a must-have on PC. You've got too many abilities to try and go in and keep up all the time. And if you're trying to sit here and click through all of these, you're distracting yourself from, piloting your ship. The less that you have to worry about clicking over here, the more you can focus on piloting. Thank you, Ed. Thank you for the information. Okay, good. I just wanted to see what you had heard there, Ed. Is this the sort of information that I can't share on my main account? The thing that I really can't share on my main account is all of the secret exchange ways to make EC. Keybinds would be needed to reduce the button clicking? Yeah, absolutely. And you do want to be careful with your keybinds. Like, you don't want to have fire all weapons or your, distribute shields on your keybind. You also want to be careful about what abilities on there. Like, it's something I'm going to be talking about here in the near future. Should anomalies be on a spam bar or clicked manually? I think having them on a separate keybind, a separate tray, is probably a good way to go. Most of the high-end DPG builds, as far as I'm aware, do have most of their anomalies on a keybind, but usually it's with the really high-end builds, what you typically see is they don't just have a single one single spacebar or spam bar. Instead, it's going to be where, it's going to be a few different trays bound to different keys. I've got an old Oxtabat Faw build, but probably going to swap to cannons. I mean, Oxtabat Faw is still fine. I've done it quite a bit recently. Carriers look fun now. Yeah, carriers are in a much better state, but if you want to make them super effective, there are some expensive things that you do want to pick up. Fire all weapons on your keybind on your spam bar is bad. Yes, you don't want to be spamming that all the time because it will actually make your weapons fire less. Yeah, I am going to be doing a keybind video in the near future, yes. But I actually already have a keybind video from the Torp stuff a while back, and I'm basically using a very similar keybind to that. When you're spamming your fire all weapons keybind on your spam bar and you're spamming it several times a second, if you actually look at the weapons, you'll notice that they don't always go off as smoothly when you're spamming that command. So you don't want to be spamming that a bunch of times a second. I've got it on a separate keybind right now, and I still screw up and I still hit it sometimes, but it's shift plus spacebar for me. And I have it set so my weapons will maintain auto attack. Did I just talk about carriers without saying to wait a few weeks? Terrible Warp Core. Oof, Market Chief, that sucks. We are going to get a flyable Deep Space Nine. Spencer confirmed it. Ferengi salvage carrier in the 14th bundle? No. You know it's going to be. Are any of the Wolf 359 ships in there? Do any of them shoot out pets? I haven't really paid attention to that. Tell you what, let's do the keybind video tomorrow. Yeah, I think the keybind video tomorrow. Now that I've said it, I know Warp Core is going to say it ain't going to happen. But I'll see if I can get it done tomorrow. The approach that I have, and I know, like if you look at MB and a couple of the other Deeps chasers, they have a different approach. But I personally just use that STO keybind tool. But I know MB and a few others, Chell, if Chell's still around, prefers to write the keybinds manually. And that is something you can definitely do as a bit more of an advanced approach, but from the casual point of view, I think just sticking to the STO keybind tool is really, really simple. They don't shoot out pets. The constellation is covered in hangar bays. Yeah, I saw that, boss. Moxnix, I don't know. That's something I can't answer for another 2 weeks. But just assume that there's probably going to be something in there that's going to be, impactful for some sort of playstyle. Jonathan Herlatch is probably the main person working on most of this bundle. And as we've seen in the past year, there's been quite a bit of power creep for various playstyles, and I expect that trend to continue. You do both. You first use the tool, then write some of the more advanced keybinds manually. Yeah, so what I might do then is just tomorrow's like the basic keybinds, and then at some point in the future when I bother with that stuff myself, maybe the more advanced version. You've never used a keybind? Oh no. If you're on PC, it's a game changer. If you're on console, it's not an option over there, but Dan, how's it going? You can see the Twitch chat right on the stream at the bottom left. So if someone says something over there, Warp Core, it'll pop up. Jareth Foddy, thank you for the follow. What does power creep mean? Power creep means... So power creep is basically going in and introducing items that are more powerful than what we had before. Things that, are going to replace, some of the items that we had prior to that been using. Like, let's say there's a trait that does 10% damage, then a year later there's a trait that does 15% damage. Obviously that's a bit of a jump in power, and once that's out, that initial trait that was 10% may not be that desirable anymore, even though it had been the meta at the time. So that's sort of just like a basic summary or basic example of what power creep would be. Does Stowe's got more lag? You know this, Distant Knight. The auto fire abilities, yeah. It can be a combo of both. Sometimes, something new comes in that changes things, and sometimes it's just, maybe they went in and buffed something old. Yes, I've been intentionally holding off on a top C store ship video until after the 14th bundle, because undoubtedly that is going to change things. Let's see here. I can't show my display while I'm looking at PowerPoint here. Hold on. How did I get in that? Oh, yeah, so this was going to be a video and then it just fell to the side. Yeah, this will be revisited and it'll be multiple videos for different playstyles. Yeah, let's do more content. Let's do Infected Elite. That's the most important queue in the game, right? Infected, the Conduit Elite, public queue. Do we know if the 14th bundle ships will be purchasable individually? Oh, most certainly. They're going to follow the same approach as the 12th and 13th.
The situation is grim. All
Yeah, I'm sorry. I haven't been like doing specifically private runs. I've just been doing the just public queuing. I know that doesn't make it easy for everyone to get in, and I apologize.
Your culture will adapt to service ours.
My game audio is very loud.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
scanning the nanite transformer. Got it. Additional data is available.
Left shield failing. 4 shields failing. Rear shield failing. Right shield failing. Target shields have failed. Hull integrity below 50%.
I keep forgetting what the science builds say. You want to hit your sensor now, or the sensor thing. Oh, I should have waited for my PDF there.
The nanite probes can repair the transformers. Stop them!
4 shields failing. Target shields have failed.
CSV, okay. I thought CSV misfired there for a second. I was worried.
Probe is closing in on the transformer. Destroy it!
Four shields failing.
Yeah, I know. I keep forgetting to hit it.
Four shields failing. Target shields have failed. Four shields failing.
You will be Borg.
Oh, there's something. Oh, the simulator's left up. Damn it.
Four shields failing. Hull
Scanning the
integrity
nanite
below
transformer.
75%.
Got
Okay.
it. Additional data is
That was
available.
okay.
Sensors confirm that the transwarp conduit has been destroyed. However, our scans of the starbase are still being...
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, if it ends up being the Parliament and you guys are legitimately dissatisfied with that as the premium ship, then make sure to give them feedback. Um, I'd say yeah, definitely the feedback when they reveal the ships is going to be very important. Like as much feedback as we can get out there, the better chance there would be of them adding in another ship if it is indeed the Parliament. Again, I don't think the Parliament is weak. To be clear, the Parliament should never have been a lockbox ship. It's not unusable, but it's a Miracle Worker cruiser that is weaker than the original Miracle Worker cruisers. So it's not an unusable ship. It's not bad, unless you're DPS chasing, in which case then it is bad. But for general gameplay, it's not terrible. But it as the premium option in a $100+ C-store bundle, I just don't think that's it. How much DPS did I do in Nexus? Terrible. Yeah, Giant Dutch Viking on PC alongside the 14th anniversary, they introduced the random elite TFO system. And with that, every random elite that you do that is a successful completion will net you 1 to 2 advanced consoles of your choice, basically. So if you're in a group, if you're teamed up with like 1 or 2 other people that can go through and just really knock out the elite content, you can go in and farm many of the advanced consoles in a gaming session. Certainly not Europa Week, but not great, yeah. Let's see, what are ISOMAGs at right now? Sending price per unit. ISOMAG. Cheapest right now is 250. 250,000 EC per ISOMAG. What are phasers at? The cheapest phaser ISOMAG is 15 mil, and the epic one... The epic ones are 32 mil a pop right now. So as a reminder of something I said earlier, if you're a PC player and you want a chance to win a full set of 8 phaser isomags on PC, check out Nick's Discord where he's doing a giveaway. Nick just recently started up his YouTube channel and he's been pumping out a decent amount of videos recently. So let me get one of those linked here for you. So that's his Discord, and I'll pop a link into his channel as well.
Hey guys, Nikki.
Nick is an elitist Australian. Yeah, but go check him out. Give him a follow. Check out his Discord and enter the giveaways that he has in there for that the 8 epic phaser isomags. He's only got 12 people that have entered it so far. So like, you guys got a pretty good chance. It's got 14 days left, but you got a good chance to go in and potentially win. Full set of 8 phaser isomags. You can't see the links? Are they not popping up? You can see the links? Yeah, refresh and maybe they'll show up for you. Screwing with the odds, Spencer, knock it off. Okay. Just want to make sure. Okay. Yeah, he's Australian. You got to be careful. Now, the thing is, too, the isomags have been getting all the attention, but there are more than that. Like, the science consoles... Now, I haven't had a chance to go in and look at the full post that Stowbetter had put up recently, but I think they're saying that these exotic particle amplifiers for EPG are not as bad as myself and others were saying they were. They're saying that there's potentially some value behind them, I think is what I was getting from the post. So like there's some value with these other consoles for other playstyles. Like the science ones, those have been pretty cheap, and even if you're just going for like the phaser mods on them, those are worth a decent amount as well. And then if you go back to the pet ones, the hangercraft ones under engineering, like there's still some potential to go in and try to roll for some profitable mods on those as well. And the nice thing is because those aren't getting as much attention right now, the components to craft them are also sometimes a little bit more accessible. And let that one sit there. Yeah, you just got to keep an eye on the market here. The science stuff, like I was trying to say though, it's getting like these are really cheap, and if you just look at there being potentially they're around 40 possible mods on them, then and you look at the cost and you look at what the value of some of the mods are for them, there's a lot of profit potential to be made with the non-isomag advanced consoles. It just might take a little bit longer for them to sell. Isomag coils are about 700k a pop right now. If the server is virtual, why don't they add more processors and RAM to the system under heavy usage? I think they need to invest in some more instance servers for sure. Yes, Giant Dutch Viking, you can combine them with isomags, and if you look back to the solo gravity kills run that I did, I used the Terran Eagle with a survivability setup on it, and I was just running a full set of those colony consoles. Why don't they just download more RAM? Ronaldo, how's it going? Snick at message. So I just sent a message there. They cut the server stuff because they lacked a big player base. Then players come back and servers severely lacking. Yeah. No, it was a different video. Let me see if I can find it. I think, yeah, okay, so solo gravity kills, elite strategy, and build. Wow, that video is still at 873. That video did quite rough. The solo runs did not end up being very popular. The radiolytic phaser visuals, though, that was a really, really good video. Okay, I did grab some of the hanger pet consoles here, so let's get them crafting quick. Again, whenever you're crafting like anything in the crafting system, craft it at Mark II. Don't craft it at a high mark. The reason to do at Mark II is because it's going to be cheap to craft, and it's also potentially going to be cheaper to go in and upgrade. So let me demonstrate that here for you guys quick. I know some of you are familiar with this, so let me just get this set of consoles moved through. I'm going to craft some more until I get a desirable modifier. Let's do the torpedo one, sure. You can, like, I don't think anyone's really done a build with this yet, but this would be viable to go in and do a set of these hangar craft power transmission consoles with, like, some torque mods on them. That'd probably work out quite well. So let me protect the item. And when I go to upgrade it, you see at Mark II, it's really cheap. So if I go in and I apply a superior experimental engineering tech upgrade here, and then I use a major research boost, I apparently don't have enough dilithium. Fix that quick. I don't even know what the thumbs up are at. 50. Yes, the likes are appreciated. You can't do Mark II with reputation gear, but if you have a temporal recruit, when you go in and get new reputation gear from a project, it'll be Mark 13 ultra rare instead of Mark 12 very rare. You just have to get a temporal recruit and progress through the reputations on that character. But yeah, there's no way to get Mark II for like the reputation project gear. But for anything in the crafting system, yeah, you can just craft that Mark II for almost all of it, except like the special stuff like the Omnis and the wide arc, stuff like that. But these consoles, kit frames, stuff like this, you can go through craft at Mark II, which will be a lot cheaper for you. And then you can use an experimental upgrade or an Omega upgrade on them, along with a research boost, to have a greater chance at getting them to increase in quality really cheap. Because this one upgrade, again, this is the only experimental upgrade that I have, this will carry over for a few marks, because it's applying 12,800 tech points, and Mark II to Mark III only needs 117. So that one upgrade is going to carry over now for the next couple of marks. And it doesn't always work, but okay, there it did. You see, it went to Epic along the way. So you're not always going to get things to go to Epic, but that is a very long-standing way that myself and others that engage with the system heavily go in and try to get Epic gear much cheaper. Because if you have to go up to Mark 15 with something, it's going to be much more expensive to try and upgrade it to Epic. Don't I have a Mark II opening? Yeah, I have a character that I've intentionally kept at a very low level. And the idea behind it is if I have a weapon pack that I want to open. So actually, let me grab a weapon pack quick. Okay, how's it going? Did I show the leaks channel on stream? How did you see it, Ed? Whale probe? Have you seen the leaks here channel on the Discord too? That's where all the leaks really are. It's the Arc Game news page. My mom's doing fine. She's slowly getting better. Meta commentary. The temporal recruits are only available to be made a few times, or like once throughout the year for a couple weeks, so it'll be a little bit before they're put in. So let's say I want to open... What do I want to do here? Not Terran linked. Where's the agonies that people go crazy about? Here they are. Let's say I want to open a couple of these Terran Agony weapon packs. What I'll do is I'll grab the weapon packs here. which is a fun process because the window here has not much love for quality of life. Let me close this window. You have to go in and scroll down each time to get the item that you want to get. So when you're grabbing a bunch of these weapon packs, it's a bit of a chore. Let's get this last one here. And then I take them weapon packs over to my Mark II opener. So this is a character that's just completed the tutorial basically, and I did nothing else with it. Luco, thank you for the follow. And
I feel so ignored.
this character, because it's at such a low level, the gear is going to be at Mark II. So if I want to go through and upgrade it to try and get it up to Mark 15 Epic, it's going to be a lot cheaper to go in and try to apply those upgrades to this Mark II gear and see if I get lucky and, you know, get it to roll to a higher rarity along the way. So I'm going to do beam weapon. Gotta go through this process now a couple times because the UI doesn't remember what you clicked. And there's no option to bulk open these packs. And now that I've went through a couple windows, I can finally open these packs. So let's say I wanted to go in now and, you know, upgrade this beam array. It's at Mark II. So I could take a set of these, and let me just show you the process. Yeah, I don't actually play most of these characters. $66 characters on the account. No, not really. Chadwick, no. Yeah, I used to farm a lot of dilithium. Yep. I need to grab some dilithium quick. I have no idea. I never really... I think I engaged with Roddy a couple of times back in the day, but... nothing that I can, like, really remember. So I've got those beam arrays here. I got 3 of them. And ideally, you'd want to wait for like an upgrade weekend, but I'll do this just to demonstrate this for you guys. And what I would do now is upgrade. And I have superior beam weapons experimental. The experimentals are important because they have 2 times the quality chance. And then do the major research boost. And you can see it's a 20% chance. Sometimes you get lucky, and sometimes you don't. So that one didn't do any quality upgrade along the way. That one, there's ultra rare. Does it get epic also? Yep. And this one here, let's see. Yeah, so there's the 3 possibilities of what happens when you're doing this approach. Sometimes you're going to get some that just don't upgrade at all, and usually you would just post that back up on the market and just take that loss. The ones that go ultra rare, you may post them to the market as well. And then you've got the epic ones, which you can then, you know, upgrade up to Mark 15 real cheap, and, you know, they're already epic. When am I going to collab with Teacher Kirby? Never. I've worked with some of the other CCs in the past, and there's a reason that some of the CCs I no longer associate with. So Omega Tech upgrades, yeah, you basically do them the same way as what I just showed. I know there's a couple different versions of them nowadays, and to be honest with you, I never really engaged with these once they introduced the mark and quality variants. I think you could use the quality one and then use the superior experimental alongside it or something to probably get a good chance. I don't remember. What is the cutoff point, Mark? Well, when you go from Mark 2, it's going to go up to like Mark 7, Mark 8, Mark 9. Yes, the upgrades are expensive, and the Omega ones are also very time... Like, there's a lot of time investment to get them. The superior experimental upgrades, though, you can craft those yourself, but they're also available on the exchange. Depending on the category, they're going to be a couple hundred KC per. You do the Omega quality and then a green. Well, you would do the Omega and then probably like a Phoenix, right? So it keeps that for a long time. I don't remember. The Omega quality stuff, like I said, is something I never really messed with because by the time that stuff was available, like they had made it so you couldn't trade the Omega materials anymore, which sort of just killed Omega for me because I don't actually like doing the minigame. I preferred to just buy the materials off of people that did. Yeah, basically giant Dutch Viking. Yeah, as soon as they hit like Mark 7, Mark 8, whatever, as soon as the upgrades went through and been used and it hasn't upgraded, just put it up on the market. Let it be someone else's issue. Like, because you're just going to have someone that types Agony Phaser Beam, and if they see that there's one here for like 2.5, they're not going to care about the mark. They're just going to buy it. Yeah. Torpedo builds and lag are not a good combo. Okay. I saw Hive pop up in chat. Let's do another Hive and see how the server's progressed. Hive Onslaught Elite Public Queue. Let's go through and suffer. Snare mod? Terrible. Look at that Daredex there. Terrible, Rob. The timer's not going backwards so far, so that's a pretty good sign. Steven, 2 hours. Will I do another fall build sometime in the future? Absolutely. Absolutely. Fire at Will's fun and immersive.
You cannot defeat me. You cannot defeat the Borg.
Core shield failing. Rear shield failing. Right shield failing. Hull integrity below 75%. Left shield failing. Hull integrity below 50%. Core shield failing.
Yes, everything's activating when I hit it.
Hull integrity below 25%.
There's no issues here. They're gonna troll ya. There's gonna be something that looks like a paw extender, and then it's gonna have some terrible lockout or something. That's how when they do a fall trait, that's how they're gonna troll us. We're gonna see that, hey, this might finally be the fall trait, and then it's gonna have some stupid lockout or something. Just let's get some bets placed on that. Psycho Chicken, how's it going? I'm a casual player. I gotta live up to the name. There we go. How much did Cryptic pay me to hold back on the Parliament? Yeah, Jason, that's what I messed around with that on the stream last week, and it works. Works quite well. Like Polaron, Plasma, Tetrion, you know, a lot of these other flavors that people generally think of as being worse are not really that bad. You can even do a rainbow build nowadays and still outperform most players in the game. It's just a matter of like making sure the rest of the build is set up right.
Your efforts are futile. Destroy this vessel, and I will claim another. That form was flame.
Hey, server performance is getting better. That was better than the last one. I need to craft more batteries. Energy torpedo build and it's fun. Nice. Did we get better server performance in the C-Store? No, even the C-Store lags. How about a gravity kills that? No, I'm not doing a gravity kills like this. It is better rough. Craft some batteries here. I just responding to this messages. I don't want to suffer through grav kills when the server's like this. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. No, the Omni restriction's not gonna be removed ever. Not with how they've been going about things. I mean, they're introducing new weapons that have limitations on them, so I don't think they're gonna go in and remove the restrictions on old weapons. Core applied. Let's do, we got infected on the table again. Let's get some more parses of this ship. Get some more parses for y'all. Public queue infected the conduit elite. 8 Isomag legendary DD using ultimate beams in the ROM torp. The only thing that sucks about the legendary DD is that if you're looking to do torp spam, the non-legendary version, the old fleet one, has a Lieutenant Commander command for CF3. So that can do the torp stuff better. Terrible this tonight.
The situation is grim.
February 3rd, 2024 stream. Aw, damn it. Someone was too close with their pets. And unfortunately, because it's a public queue, we can't reform it. So there's no parses from this one. And unfortunately, they're grouped up too far away, and that person immediately died.
Scanning the nanite transformer. Done. Additional data is available.
We will add your technological and biological distinctiveness to our own.
Not that it matters, the server performance is really good. I'm too far away from Dragon's Breath to hit the targets. There you go.
The nanite probes can repair the transformers. Stop them.
Rear shields failing. Left shields failing. Hull integrity below 75%. Hull integrity below 50%. Core shields failing. Target's shields have
Disarm your weapons. You will escort us to your own world, where we will begin assimilating your culture and technology.
core shields failing.
A probe is closing in on a transformer. Destroy it.
Integrity below 25%. Target's shields have failed.
Grab loads of attack cube.
Target's shields have failed. Core shields failing. Rear shields failing. Hull integrity below 50%. Hull integrity below 25%.
I'll be dead. Not a great run. The issue is if you put your pets out at the start of infected, sometimes it will, if you're too close, it draws the enemies in during the prep phase. So as soon as that happens, like if you're trying to parse run, it's immediately dead. I wish Cryptic would back the spawns up a little bit, to be honest. Cryptic releases a lot of ships, and not all of them fit my playstyle, so yes, there are some ships that I do not fly a ton afterwards. Adam, thanks for stopping by. Not even worth looking at the parts in that one. Psycho, you should be able to keep the Noskin and then go to the Fleet Embassy and get the Romulan still. I don't think you can change the NOS skin to something else afterwards. I don't know if they ever changed that. Yeah, the raw Warbird bundle is great. So Cheops writes in, when will I fly the Delkina again? You guys want me back in the Delkina? Or, I'm sorry, not Cheops. Whoever sent me the most recent Discord message. I don't know. We're sticking to the Duderstadt today. I've got 5 different Discord messages in the past couple of minutes, so I'm getting names mixed up. I've got the chat. I've got the restream chat window and the Discord to the left. Delkina is a heck of a ship, yeah. Do I recommend the Duderstadt? No, I don't think you should buy the Duderstadt. The performance and everything, from today's stream isn't indicative of how capable or incapable his ship is. The servers have sucked today, so can't really test things accurately. But the ship itself, I just feel if you're going to do Sai, I don't know if this is necessarily the best option to go with. I think you're probably better off with a ship that has intel or temporal seeding if you're wanting to do SIA procs. Does the trait finally work on the Duderstadt? I don't think I could even test that with how the servers are right now. I mean, I could see if the damage buff is there. It's great, except the looks aren't absolutely for you. The Excelsior 2 is really fun, and at a minimum, you're going to be able to take the console off that Navy Man and put that on any ship you want. And that console off that is so much fun for a phaser build. Okay. Thank you, Nick. So what was the trade-off this again? I don't even remember. Active EPS management is the name. So this trait, while current power averages above average power setting, you get, so it's got that EPS part, but also during reroute reserves to weapons or any energy weapon firing mode, plus 25% Cat 2 energy weapon bonus damage. So what that means is that when I hit a firing mode, I should see the damage increase on my weapons, on my energy weapons at least. So I'm going to hit a beam overload, and I want to see if the number goes up on my dual heavy cannons. So I am at, let me just take a picture. You fell asleep again? Unacceptable, Nick. The Bourgeois, yeah. The Adamant. Mirror Crossfield, yeah. I just don't think this is the ship you should go for Dusai. I think this is a Space Barbie ship. Okay. So when I hit Beam Overload, again, the Starship trait from this ship, which is already deslotted, because why wouldn't it deslot? Okay. So when I hit an energy weapon firing mode, I should see a 25% Cat 2 damage buff for my Disruptor Dual Heavy Cannon here. Do I see it? No. No, I did not see it. I'm going to take the trade off. I'm going to hit cannon scatter volley and retake this picture. So right now it's listed at 5,400 DPS. And I'm going to slot the trade again. Actually, I have to... Oh, crud. I have to redo that picture because I had a DOF on. The 5136 was the correct number. I had one of the Borg DOFs on that gave me a damage buff. Okay, so 5136 is the number to beat. Let's hope a Borg DOF doesn't go off. No, the number's the same. The number is the same with the trait on and off. I'm not getting the damage buff. It specifically says on this trait. Let me zoom in on this for you guys. During reroute reserves to weapons or an energy weapon firing mode. Energy weapon firing mode is beam overload, cannon scatter volley, cannon rapid fire, fire at will, whatever. This trait should be giving me a 25% Cat 2 energy weapon damage buff. So let's see what happens when I hit exceed. What is it here? Reroute reserves to weapons. That's not even the Miracle Worker one, is it? So yeah, it's the pilot one. That's what I was thinking here. So I don't think I have a train to this. I'll have to go down to the ground and grab it, but I'm going to hit exceed rated limits because you would think that would be the main one that they would talk about with it. So I'm going to... I can't even hit exceed rated limits right now, apparently. Yeah, pilot. Okay, so let me go to ground, grab reroute, and see if I get a damage buff. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, wait, reroute reserves, that's pilot. This is a Miracle Worker ship. So you can only ever run rank 1 of a reroute on this ship. So that's just a weird decision on their part. Was this ship meant to be a pilot ship initially? So it requires you to be able to be in red alert, okay. I don't know why I expected anything different. I'm gonna slot this and I'm gonna load into a combat map. So SRO. Let's train reroute reserves to weapons here. This one I can hit right here. But you guys are saying, you know, maybe it's combat map specific, so let's remove that from the equation and just load into a Jupiter Gauntlet. Have I tried reroute from life support? No, I have not, Chell.
The recent conflict...
Prepare for battle!
Okay, I'm in a combat map now, so I can hit exceed rated limits. So let's, again, get some numbers here. So I'm going to do before and after, and I'm going to take the Borg DOS off so they don't keep popping up here. So I'm just going to put... A little bit of lag right there. And for the other one, 38. That's just cooldown. Okay. Let's see. So the number right now, 48, or I guess I should hit the reroute or exceed first. So let's do exceed. Oh, that drops off every second, does it? Doesn't it? And then that triggered 5 magics, so I gotta take 5 magics off so that doesn't screw that up. Yeah, but this isn't a damage buff. This is just firing cycle Ace. So when I hit this, it shouldn't be a damage buff. Yeah. 4892. Now, if I put the trait on, and I hit this again when it lets me, and reroute, yeah, that's not an actual damage buff either. So do I see a damage increase? Nope. Yeah, so there's no damage increase here on my weapons when I hit reroute or exceed rated limits, it looks like. The electrical damage that you deal to yourself triggers 5 magics? It seems so. Yeah, it's not giving a damage buff, so I think it's fairly safe to assume that this trait, the active EPS management off of the, what the hell's the name of it? The Duderstadt here, just isn't functional right now. Benedict, first Stowe stream. Glad you stopped by. You're here to see all the fun Stowe content, like the newest lockbox ship trait not working. But I mean, this should be working just off of me hitting a beam overload, but it's not. Does the buff from 5 magics increase the self-damage to yourself from ERL? I want to test that. So ERL just did 4,000 damage to me. Now, if I put 5 magics back on, do I do more damage to myself? Nope, it stays the same. It unfortunately stays the same. At a guillotine where it was lagging so bad the hits were not registering on the tack cubes, that's not surprising. The Duderstadt trait isn't working? Weird, I know. Can't believe it. Spectre, you have a luxury problem in Stowe. You have 6 T6 100% off coupons, 1 premium token, 1 Infinity T6, and a special requisition choice box. There simply is not anything you want right now. Just wait. There will be more things, added throughout the year. Terrible. Okay. So yeah, Duderstadt trait not currently functional. The console I just don't really see much value in, to be honest. I think the Duderstadt is very much a ship that you can easily skip, and it makes the opening experience even more painful. I'm thinking about picking up the Temporal Light Cruiser. What is my opinion on that ship? It's a good platform. It is going to skew more towards the tanking. I mean, you could do a beam build on it perfectly fine, but it does have that command secondary seating on it, so it does work very well for that. You know, Conline, keep in mind too that there is also a legendary version of that in the 10th bundle. Whale probe space combat pet in the near future once Cryptic figures out how to combine 2 maps into one. I mean, it's a 4-4 American Worker Cruiser. They're all underwhelming. Back to work. Something's beeping. I think I heard the niece banging on the door. Just one step above the parliament. LOC, how's it going? It's going well. The game's a bit laggy, but aside from that, you know, just going in and looking at the isomag market. Some people are not happy that I did a video on the isomag market. You don't talk about market stuff, and people are like, "Why are you hiding, you know, market secrets?" You do, and then you do talk about it, and people are like, "You just killed my market." It's a lose-lose situation. There are some exchange things that, like, I haven't, like, talked about too publicly, because if you're a channel member, you've seen some of the videos where, like, me going in and just messing around with the market, or some of you messing around with the market, was enough to completely cripple that market for weeks at a time. So there's some exchange stuff where it's so niche and there's just so little supply and demand that talking about it publicly would permanently kill it. Like, one person would go in and it's dead. And then there's going to be 100 other people going in, and then they're leaving comments like, this doesn't work anymore, and it just isn't worth the hassle. It was crashing anyways, yeah. Why would casual Sab do that? But yeah, I've been doing the isomag grind myself. I'm on the wrong character, okay. Some of you are going to love this next character, if this is the right one. I don't know what character's got wood on it anymore. I have a lot of re-engineering to do. Some of these are good modifiers. Like, I've got a full set of Tetron. I think I posted the plasmas back up. Okay, there's a couple AP. Disruptor. Plasma. We're on. There's not, like, no phasers. Those get posted immediately. Yeah, I basically was re-rolling until I got any of the energy modifiers. Yeah, part of the thing too with the market is you do have to understand, you know, like, what endgame builds look like. Like, if you want to be able to take advantage of things really quickly, understanding the meta, understanding what would make an item good or bad, allows you to be able to go in and stock up on things right away. You made 650 million off Isomex? Shadow Cutting Beam? Every time I open a lockbox, Goss loses a mustache hair. Poor Goss. But, you know, if you're ever looking for things to boost a specific playstyle, you know, remember that V'ger is a thing. VJR, or the Visual Glossary for easy reference. This tool is very handy. Say you want to go in and find space items that, might boost like anti-proton. I can just enable the search descriptions and search for anti-proton. I could look for, say a universal console. Is there any universal consoles here that have anti-proton listed? And then you can click through, see which ones are, providing an anti-proton boost and all, so on. So, and then you can click them and it'll take you over to the Stow Wiki, the new one. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Oh, damn it. Rip. I forgot I hit that. Ripperoni. Okay. VJR, I tossed the link in chat, and I'll toss it in there again. Yeah, so VJR, you can go in, look for things that boost specific stuff. So say I wanted to look under space equipment here, and I wanted to find something to boost anti-proton. I am covering the screen a little bit, so let me get out of the way. Close SCM and webcam off for a moment. So I'd hit the button over here, enable search descriptions, and I would type in anti-proton. And then if I'm looking for a universal console, I can hit that toggle, and now I can click through and see, here's something that gives plus anti-proton damage. And just go through and look for what I'm looking for. And then you can click the link here to go over to the Stow Wiki if you find a console that looks really interesting to you. And you can go click that link and learn more about it on the wiki. Link that Stow Better build too, please. Which Stow Better build? Curious about the 11th anniversary bundle. What ship in that bundle is the best? The Vorcha. The Vorcha. Legendary Vorcha is crazy. It's crazy good. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, Stow Better is also a very good resource to have on hand. They have a lot of good guides and some good builds that you can pull from. I should turn the webcam back on, shouldn't I? Okay. I'm going to go get my endeavors done. I mean, those ISO mags, all of you can go through and do right now. You go pick up the cheap ones off the market and re-roll them until you get a desirable modifier, and post them back up. If you have the salvage and dilithium to burn, that's a good way to potentially make some EC right now. Buy the cheap ones for a couple $100K a pop, and then flip them, after you re-roll them to potentially get a few million per console. Could I demo that Vorcha? I don't know if my build on it is even like up to date right now. But I need to go in quick, and I'm on a rainbow build here using cannons on the legendary gem attack ship. Yeah, the thing with the legendary ambassador, it's the only one that can do surgical strikes 3+ recursive, right? So
Warning. Ship is under attack. Four shields failing.
yes, we misfired. Let me see if I still have it set up. I think the issue with my Vortra is I've got it set up as a torp build. But you can do energy weapons on it as well, quite capably. Duderstadt. What a shame. I had hopes, but the ship just doesn't live up to it. Okay, you're not getting a demo of the Vorchide. The loadout's broke, but I just really liked the lookout, or the look of this ship. You can do energy weapons on it. You can do torpedoes. I ran it with the torp setup for quite some time. I don't know why the Wide Arc Quantum's there. But yeah, it looks like I just put random gear on this ship, but the loadout's completely bricked. Okay. But yeah, the Vorcha I had a lot of fun with. Used it as a side nuke build for some runs for a while. Used it as main DPS. I think Brett used it, and I think I think Stu used it as well for some runs. It was one of the more accessible like torp platforms for quite some time. But now if you're doing torp stuff, you just use the Eagle because the Eagle's just really good. Yeah, I wish the loadout wasn't completely bricked on it, but that's just how Stowe tends to be when you haven't been on something for a while. Was slow on side DPS with it, yeah. I ended up going back to the Courage. I had hopes. I had hopes that it would be better than what it felt. I knew it was not going to be good, but the Duderstadt, I had low expectations, and thus far it's managed to surpass those low expectations and be even lower. That's how I feel about the ship. It doesn't help that the server's been so garbage today. The Courage is the like toilet ship that people used to joke about. I just don't think this is a really great ship, to be honest. Like the Duderstadt, I don't think you should buy it. Indari, I think that's going to depend on where your build is at, but I think for most people, the 6 locators are going to be better. If you have a higher end build, you have all the fancy traits, you might have enough damage buffs to get away with the 4 isomags. But I think for most people, just the locator is probably going to be more simple. Am I wearing the same shirt as I wore the last stream? I have no idea. Let's see. Legendary Crossfield is still good for assisted runs. It's okay, but right now any ship that is not the Silic is at a bit of a weak point. But you know, let's wait and see how the support things may change. In the next couple of weeks, we don't know what that new bundle has, and for all you know, there may be a new platform or something in there that drastically changes how supports are built. Duderstadt is the best Drain advanced console ship. Yeah, it might be. That's not a play style that I'm personally that interested in, so I can't comment much on it. No Sovereign 5-3, yeah. 2 minutes until the zone resets and the enemies spawn back in, so just camp it out here. Oh, we gotta get the Khaled pet, I forgot. Now you can never unsee it. Is the timer actually going down second by second correctly? Sometimes when the server is like really laggy, it takes a bit longer per second. Message on Discord. Any plans to do a fire at will run? I might look into doing fall again at some point. I've done fire at will in the past. I don't remember. Let me see. I know I did a fire at will run like I think it was 2021. Let me look. Fire at will. Yeah, I had like a 1.45 mil with the Delkina back in November of 21. At some point might revisit it. Fire at will is not really my main priority, but it could be interesting to mess around with that again. That pet is as garish as Trump's bathroom. Terrible. You don't like these pets? These are very expensive pets. Yeah, Moondog. Yep, absolutely.
Back to your stations. The Voth have returned.
That was a delay. I was worried that didn't actually go off. Oh, there's the lag. Oh, that animation for the secondary ended up going off twice there. Okay. That's the Endeavor's done. But yeah, I think I'm going to start to wrap things up here. Is there any final questions you guys have? The servers have sucked today, but that's not really much of a surprise, I think, to any of us. The servers for this game have always been pretty bad, and whenever there's a lot of activity, like from an event, the issues are just heavily exaggerated. Maybe a useless teaser on Twitter that's just 5 Audi silhouettes? Terrible. Meme John staff. Best do side ship? I don't know. It's not a playstyle I really focus on. I know the Burjai has popped up in the conversation a few times. Steven had mentioned it. I forget who mentioned the Mirror Crossfield from the last anniversary bundle. Is the energy specific isomags really that much better than cannon or beam? It's like a 4.9% difference or something like that per console. When can we expect a build vid on a meta engineer? I guess you're going to be waiting a while for engineers to become meta. Trailblazer is decent. What sort of stuff as free-to-play players should we focus on saving up for various special weekends throughout the year? I mean, dilithium's the big thing, right? Just dilithium and making sure you have it converted to Zen ahead of time. Like you don't want to have a sale like the current legendary bundle sale pop up, have something you want to pick up, and then have to wait for your dilithium to go through the DIL exchange in order to sell. I think with reroute, it's still like the damage is still scaling off what your weapon power does. So if I recall, yeah, I mean the big thing though with free to play is just stockpile up the dilithium, play a bunch of characters. Yeah, I don't think the Duderstadt's that amazing. I think the best choice, Darth, would be to have them eliminate classes and just make it a selection of abilities. So if I want to go in on the fly and run a sub nuke on my character, I can, go in and change it out like a trait. Oh, was it you on both of them? I got the legendary Warbird bundle without spending a dime by saving up. Yep, that's what I did for a very long time. Trouble with Tribbles, thank you for the $2 there. Much appreciated. The advice on the item upgrades token was epic. Glad to help. Yeah. You either. Okay, on the Twitch side here, I am going to be raiding out to the Australian elitist known as Nicholas. So let me up here. Deflectors 2.0, yeah. /raid. Okay. Again, thank you everyone for tuning in. And if you're on the YouTube side and you want to watch some more Stowe gameplay, yeah, I was just chatting to Nick in Discord. He sent me a message a little bit ago. So yeah, if you want to go check him out, there's his Twitch channel. I'm going to raid over on the Twitch side. And thank you everyone over there for tuning in. Let me end the Twitch stream now. And for the YouTube side here, again, thank you all for tuning in. And Voltic, I'm just reading your message. Yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to drop by the Discord. There's going to continue to be videos, hopefully on a regular basis here, for the foreseeable future. And I guess I'll try to get a keybind video out for tomorrow, like I mentioned before. Again, thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you guys around.